Hi, it's Alaska Granny. If you've been paying attention to the news, you know that new lockdowns are being implemented all over the world. The coronavirus pandemic just doesn't seem to be lightening up in the eyes of the authorities. Businesses are closing, restaurants and bars are becoming off limits, schools are either still not open in person or they're closing down again. And this isn't just in our own communities, it's happening across our nation and worldwide. If you look at the new administration that's going to be inaugurated next week in the United States, they're already talking about new, stricter controls to try to get the pandemic under control. If you're not fully prepared for strict lockdowns and quarantining at home, stay-at-home orders, and ongoing pandemic to be a part of your life, you need to get your act together now. If you don't have a food supply in your pantry so that you don't have to leave your home in case you can't, then you need to lickety-split get some food in your pantry. You should have at least 30 days worth of food. That sounds impossible, but it really isn't. You can do something as simple as 30 cans of ready-to-eat foods, like chili, ravioli, beef stew, soups, chicken pot pies. There are lots of different easy-to-open cans that can feed your family. You can also get some packaged foods that are easy to prepare. You can get things like macaroni and cheese, pastaroni, Knorr noodle mixes, hamburger helpers. They may not be your favorite food to eat, but if you get stuck where you don't have money coming in and you can't go to the store or food prices are ever increasing, you're going to have something that you can open and eat and prepare easily to serve things to your family. Get 30 cans of ready-to-open food. Get 30 cans of meat. Get 30 cans of vegetables, 30 cans of fruit. Get 30 packages of easy-to-prepare noodle mixes, rice mixes. There are lots of ways that you can have a lot of food in your home for not that much money. 4 pounds of pasta has 30 servings. Add some jars of sauce and you have 30 meals. A large box of oatmeal has 30 servings. Get a few boxes of cereal, maybe some shelf-stable or powdered milk, granola or protein bars. These are easy ways to quickly fill your pantry for not a lot of money. Bottled water isn't something that you must buy, but you must have. You can fill up clean containers and put those away. Don't use something though like a milk carton, because those you can never get them completely clean and they're not long lasting. They're not going to hold up under storage conditions. You can use empty juice containers, soda bottles, sports drinks, something that's a sturdy PET or PETE container can be used and recycled to fill with water to have on hand for emergencies. Make sure you have some way to cook if you should lose your power. Have some kind of an emergency or a camping stove. In case the power is out, you're also going to need some flashlights with extra batteries, candles with lighters and matches, an oil lamp with extra fuel and wicks. There are many different choices. It's up to you to decide which are the ones that fit your budget, you feel most comfortable using, and then add those things to your emergency stockpile. Many of us received a stimulus check. An important way to spend that money might be on prepping supplies, filling in the gaps, filling your pantry, buying any kind of prepping supplies that you still need should be a priority to use your stimulus money and any other money that you've been able to save. Make sure that you have first aid supplies in case someone in your family should become hurt or ill. If you take any kind of a prescription medication, make sure that you keep your supply up to date and that you keep a paper copy of the prescription. Should you have an emergency, maybe you have to leave your home, keep that with your emergency gear. And then if you needed to get more of a prescription in an emergency situation, you're far more likely to be able to get that filled if you have a paper copy of your prescription with you. Think about hygiene. Yes, we all know we need a stockpile of toilet paper, but you also need all of the things that you use on a daily basis, from shampoo to soap, toothpaste, all of the things that you use all day long. Make sure that you have a backup of those, you have extras of those, so that you'll have the things you need. Keep your gas tank full of gas. Don't let it drop below a half. Get it filled up again. Have some cash on hand in small bills. In an emergency, maybe the power goes out, but you'll still be able to buy some things with cash. There are many small businesses nowadays that won't accept cards, and they will only accept cash. Big box stores seem to be only wanting to take your credit card or your debit card. They don't want to take cash anymore. We're going into very strange and unusual times, so be prepared for whatever the future holds. Nobody could have predicted a year ago that this is where we'd be sitting now. When this pandemic broke out in March, everybody was flabbergasted. Stay home, 14 days to flatten the curve, and here we are 10 months later, and they're still saying that it's spreading, it's bad, nobody knows how to get it under control. Even with this new vaccine, they're saying you still need to wear masks, you still need to stay away, even if you've had it and you have the antibodies, even if you've had the vaccine and you're protected, you still need to follow the protocols of social distancing, wearing masks, staying home. So this is going to go much longer than most of us have ever anticipated. So while you have the chance, while you can still get to the store and there are still things in the store, make sure that you're getting a supply of the things that you need. It's not a joke to get rice and beans. If you see a big bag of rice, a big bag of beans, grab it. They're a great way to stretch the foods that you have to make larger meals, and they're also going to be there as food insurance should you use up all of your everyday foods and then you still need something to eat. If you do have food in your pantry, figure out how the foods go together. Get a few cards of menu ideas of meals that you can make out of the foods in your pantry. Organize the food so that you know what's there. If there are food items that you need to make a meal out of the supplies you have on hand, write those on your shopping list and pick those up right away. Get basic foods, inexpensive foods, and think about ways that you can have the foods that you like if these aren't the foods that you choose. If you prefer fresh fruits and vegetables, figure out how to get them in canned, frozen, or dried. If you look over the last year, a lot of us would say SHTF is actually here, and we need to make the best of it. So think about not the way things used to be and when will it go back the way it used to be, because chances are it's not going to, and if it does, it won't be for a very long time. Stock up on the foods and supplies that your family counts on having on a day-to-day basis. Then no matter what the future brings, you have lifestyle insurance that you can continue to live your life the best that you can while you figure out what to do next. That's the best that any of us can do. If you liked my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might enjoy it. Learn more at alaskagranny.com, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.